Okay guys, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, perlawanan kedua Gaming Gladiators Grand Final menentang dengan Vitality. Teman-teman kita saksikan siapakah bakal menangkan game kedua.
Let's see how Gaimin Gladiators regroup and find a way to even this out against Team Vitality.
Kejap lagi dia sambung pasal motor balik guys. Malas aku baca pasal motor. Sabar.
It's been a very confident draft again, I'd say, from both sides. Still deciding to go for the early PC pick on the side of Gaimin Gladiators, but again, for your Team Vitality, it's Vival this time holding the Hayabusa.
Alright.
Yeah, they did a little swap.
Blok 70 jet 4 ke jet 6 bah. Memang kena jet.
Can they make that adjustment, because the way they lost game 1 for GG is a test to see if these ladies can go ahead and lock back in, focus on game 2. It's behind them.
Rahman lagi straw ni. Sebentar aku tak fokus.
Once we had that chance now.
Asal muka coach Vitality macam muka saya bah.
I would say what they did in game 1, they had a lot of good moments. They had a lot of good decisions, but clearly one major one. And I think that's like the panel mentioned, they banned specific heroes out because maybe they just don't want to deal with that side lane or off lane, off the map pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, Valen is a good pick juga. Boleh copy Akai.
Team Vitality respond to it by saying that they are themselves with these team fight heroes, with this team fight.
Gaimin Gladiators punya pick hero doang lebih ke arah common pick tau. Balance lah. Kalau untuk Team Vitality ni, dia ada 2 hero crowd control. Oh, tapi GG kan. Aku lupa pasal Valen. Valen ada buat play hero juga. Valentina. Jadi kat sini Vitality ni ada sisi hero 2, boleh combokan dengan Akai dengan juga Arlot ni. Kalau combo tu jadi guys kan, Arlot ni memang berleluasa lah. Nak lagi-lagi kalau dia tersentak kat dinding kan.
At the top of the throne before, so I think it was warranted that she had some of the changes, but still it's like you mentioned.
Lari late game ni guys kan. Kalau free guys kan, aku cakap kau bocor balau.
Yeah, the heavy spin would be great.
Malam ni ada live ke pah? Live sekejap je. Vitality sekejap lagi. Please jangan kena split lagi. Aku datang masa lepas GG menang match ni. Dia tak je. Aku datang tadi macam mana.
Could disrupt, whichever could really split up Team Vitality, because I feel like for Gaimin, they don't necessarily have that hero who you could just assign to really look for the pickups onto the backside, but Fumi Echo
ada perang heavy spin daripada Vivian. Akai versus Akai, Beyblade versus Beyblade. Oh, Panda menjadi tumbangkan, Sayuri juga menjadi tumbangkan. Sini ada penukaran, Fumi Echo ditumbangkan. Oh, Vival datang. Oh, Maret Mai pancilat kalah retri. What in the world? Arya, dia boleh TP begitu pula. Kenapa dia tak perasan ke? Kekurangan tak scroll map
Because for the second time around, if you would look at that instant replay, things looked like they were going so well for Gaimin Gladiators. But that counter traction pulse coming in from City, which had or forced them to stick to each other, and which allowed City to have a easier way to actually target them down. And of course, I think the most important of all is them buying time for Vival to catch up. So, wait, okay.
And it could be in trouble! Barely getting away, the rest of the team here. He's gonna have to get back, but you're seeing how much pressure is there. Traction pulse just to check.
Alat jadi less riba.
Will go back, but she's gonna be forced off that lane a little bit. So that's some extra gold going in the hands of Shell now. So GG, they've gotta kind of find where they're gonna go for a potential pick-off to try to find a trade. Maybe they can do that a little bit better now that they have, Ashley's got the glorious pathway. They can fight a little bit because they've got a revitalize.
Sayang kan, Arya ni tak main Povius. Kalau main Povius game ni kan, wish aku cakap kawan.
This is exactly when they can.
Meninggal.
Because they have
banyak hero dash ni.
To engage to set up a fight, because Team Vitality, if you look at the lineups of both teams, Team Vitality is the one who
confirm hidup lama orang cakap, nyawa panjang ni.
Looking for those angles.
Best of ke ni?
For a Gaimin Gladiators, you do have the high loss, you have the glorious pathway, you can catch up to Team Vitality. But so long as you're aware that the heavy spin is still intact, the Zaman force is still intact, and that the other potential ultimates which can punish you are still there, such as the final slash.
Alright, turtle kedua telah muncul sini mengambil gold plating di bahagian bawah.
Hesitate in terms of starting a fight. Punishing could be the way to go for game.
Eko meninggalkan lane pergi ke arah turtle terus. Turtle telah pun dimulakan. Ya, saya dah reset balik. Vivian di belakang, nampak gayanya Chell sangat-sangat seronok di atas. Mendapatkan tower. Still winning condition dekat arah Vitality guys. 2.5k gold lead dipegang sekarang ini. Ha! Flicker ulti berlawanan. Wah, heavy swing Beyblade. Landslot down, tetap dia dapat oleh Hayabusa. Sok flicker. Flicker lagi. Panda bakal tumbangkan. Barang tak jadi guys. Arya dulu kan EXP kan Pak? Mana kau EXP kau? Kalau Arya EXP bunyi main mana?
They had other ways to deal with Panda nonetheless, and that just allowed Vival to again secure that turtle. And every single member of Team Vitality did a spectacular job at allowing Vival, allowing their
5,000 dah guys, 6 minit baru tu.
The other members of Gaimin Gladiators in that fight, you see how they could have decided to just target Gaimin instead, but since they knew that everyone else had to just run away, then there was just no holding back from Team Vitality anymore.
Taking a look at this instant replay, this is how it's all set up. You see Vival approaches on the backside.
Sok flicker ulti. Boom, melawan ulti. Kalau kau tengok team fight composition ni pun kan, memang advantage lebih ke arah Vivality. Sebab apa tau? Dia pegang bush bawah, dia pegang bush kiri, dia pegang bush atas orang, apa mak? Sedangkan team GG semua kat tengah.
They wouldn't want to be put in a single area
Obvious
together. You want Arya to
pull.
actually be able to freely look for the target in the back line. You want Sayori to not be so close to Ashley, because Ashley is definitely gonna be the one receiving majority
Dia
of the
tak expand dia punya vision guys untuk ambil turtle. Boleh je reset buat macam lot juga. Yang penting orang dulu.
But that hasn't been the case so far. Gaimin Gladiators, this is
alright, turtle yang ketiga nampaknya ada perang besar lagi. Adakah GG bakal contest lagi lot turtle kali ni, ataupun akan dibiarkan menjadi lot? Nampak gayanya macam dibiarkan menjadi lot sebab dah kaya. Glorious Pathway, Mustan Akai. Hey. Oh, pada chef flicker Nicolette down, Arya down. Heavy spin. Oh, tengok. Stop. Flicker. Sini down.
So a trade there. Team Vitality wanted that kill. Won't get it, but they still win the fight.
I mean, that wasn't a shutdown this time for City.
Okay awak ya. Solution dia apa?
Felt like it was an okay
tak ada solution pun kecil.
Because even then, they're able to transition into getting this Lord. They already used the Zaman Force and the Shadow Kill.
Glorious Pathway.
Will Gaimin catch up?
Oh, they won't.
Lord boleh dapat oleh Hayabusa.
I think GG should just disengage, recollect, and get back to ready to defend here. You know, we saw that like earlier. I was expecting, you know, they drop down that
solution the next game.
They go for.
Tapi tengok juga kalau kari ni jadi kan. Kalau kari ni jadi, game ni boleh possibility barang jadi tu tinggi juga. Cuma combo Akai unlock ni terlampau too strong juga guys.
And not to mention even the jungle, Nicolette is behind 3 levels to Vival.
This is such a statement so far from Team Vitality. Looking at the items right now, this is clearly going to be a struggle too, especially for Ashley. Majority of the damage coming from Team Vitality are magic damage. Oh my goodness. Fortunately, there was a minion wave.
Yeah, the rest of the team had helped Nicolette. Again, this is how much work she's got to do just to contest for her buff even.
Yeah. And going back to what we were saying, there isn't any
tapi 8,000 tu guys, 9 minit.
And the Granger, or the Harith and the Kimmy feel like they're already online.
Yeah.
They're somehow online. And Ashley's responsible.
Nothing impossible guys manusia kadang-kadang ada human error juga. Sakit guys. Teman first final slash. Sayori menggunakan ulti flicker daripada Fumiko. Heavy spin. Wah, unlock. Ultimate Hayabusa Arya. Hidup. Ah, tu Vival. Rusak. Shutdown. 2 down. Adakah ini mistake yang dilakukan oleh Team Vitality? Anda sudah mulai hidup. Apa lagi? Win of nature.
It was a good attempt, especially from Vivo.
Kalau Arya pakai Pogis lagi better ke apa? Dia aku salah nak cakap guys. Oh, Nicolette jangan cakap mati. Oh, nice. Oh, ni kari dah jadi ni guys. Barang jadi ni.
Gaimin Gladiators slowly but surely getting gold in the right hands here of Panda. She needs this on that carry.
Kaya kari, nice. Baru kau cakap human error pak. Terus Vitality buat. Human error normal guys. Kita bukan robot. Itu yang buatkan game ni seru. Ada mistik-mistik kecil ni yang boleh menjadi turn around. Kari ni kalau hidup memang lebur ni guys.
If only the other members, if only Chell and Cini were able to damage Gaimin Gladiators a little bit more, but it seemed like since they were
4,800 mid game 11 minit.
Boleh
gini sebenarnya ni.
Tahan sikit kat sini. So
GG tu Malaysia bukan.
It's gonna be tricky for Team Vitality if this happens again in the latter portions of the game, because Panda 1 unknowingly is starting to catch up in terms of damage.
Okay, this is where we see the test here too of managing the map.
Telah pun dimulakan.
The Lord is up. It's going to be started by Team Vitality.
Oh, Fumiko menerima damage agak banyak. Karim menggunakan ulti, heavy spin digunakan. Wow, ibu sudah ulti. Panda free. Karim free hit. Fumiko dan juga Chell jadi tumpakan. Kasih tahu. Alamak. Banyak tak ada shadow. Boleh Lord. Weekend Lord. Arya defend. Go Lord. Tapi tak dia buka map cak. Aduh, jangan sampai mati Panda ni sudah. Lord jadi dapatkan. Okey, ada penyamaan kejap lagi mungkin. Oi, sabar Panda, jangan flicker. Reset. Guys. Kari is online guys. Memang meninggal ada orang ni sekejap lagi ni. Beli Winter Crown kat sini 4 orang. Elak heavy spin. Apa semua kan. Barang jadi kat sini. Intelligent people guys.
Pour in all of your resources towards the tankiest heroes and you're unsuccessful in doing that, then that just allows for Gaimin to find a way to answer back.
Oh, sakit!
Panda's gonna be in trouble. She goes down.
Shut down. Ayo, Panda.
That is not where you want to be, but the Lord is still up.
Aduh dah, lepas loot.
Go ahead and still try to play into what they can get, but after that, I don't think you can get much more off this. It's gonna be cleared out. Nicolette spotting things out. I'm not sure if the team wants to actively pursue any further, so they'll disengage. Again, earlier on, they had a 7,000
dia sentuh tahu bawah pun tak ada.
Gladiators have brought themselves back into this game.
Tak ada one kah? Tak CD ke apa? Oh, heavy spin versus heavy spin.
Are they not allowing them to recall and defend the base?
Arya dah guna Vengeance, zaman Force digunakan. Ashley menahan. Hayabusa low. Sabar, reset. Okay, Arya ikat. Wih, dia masuk gila. Final slash kena 4. Sakit. Nicolette. Walau Hayabusa low juga. Ashley down, shutdown. Ya Allah, ya Tuhanku guys. The real human error guys. Maksa kali. Triple kill dia dapatkan. Hanya tinggal Sayori. Aku rasa tak end ni guys. 29. Sayang ke. Kalau dia tahan sikit lagi kan, tak maksa kan. Boleh duk heavy spin versus heavy spin. Flicker pula. Ya Robby, ya Karim. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, rata game yang kedua. Team Vitality mendapatkan mata yang kedua. Sama-sama kita saksikan game ketiga. Sebentar saja lagi. Nice try untuk
Sure.
tim Gaming Gladiators. Jangan lupa like, comment, share dan subscribe guys. Let's go for our third match kejap lagi. Let's go.